Welcome, Scorpio, to your end of the month reading for November. Okay. I hope you guys had a beautiful birthday season. So let's get in here and see what's going on. End of the month here. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the United States. You guys have a beautiful holiday. Message for Scorpio, please. If you guys like this, please hit that big old like button. It helps the channel a lot. Okay, let's see what we got here for Scorpio. We do have Judgment, Rebirth. After some toxicity. Looks like there could be some reconciliation within the situation, making amends towards this situation that's been going on around you. Could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. Could also be an Aquarius or a Capricorn. So many different energies over here that it could have been, right? Could have been or still is, depending on how you're, what's going on here. This really feels like the toxicity is kind of winding down. Feels like you are starting to take some control around the situation. Looks like there was some resentment, though. That's why it feels like there is some kind of making amends with the situation because of the resentment, because of that, I don't know, there feels like a very non-forgiving energy going on over here. I don't know if it's coming from you, Scorpio, or if it's coming from this other person, but it definitely can feel this. I didn't want to make amends. I resent you for this situation. I really don't want to forgive right now for this situation, but it's like I'll make amends with it, but it doesn't mean I forgive you for the situation at this time. So I do feel like whatever's going on, there's this unforgiveness. It's just been too much. And right now, I just don't want to even think about that right now. I just want to kind of move away from this situation and get settled. Myself settled, get my energy settled. It's almost like forgiveness is in the back burner right now. I just want to move past this. I don't even feel like for a lot of you that this making amends is exactly like what we would, it's not this touchy-feely like, oh, I'm so sorry. No, it's more like, you know what? F you. I'm moving on. If you don't like it, that's too bad. You know what? But we're not going to deal with this anymore. So let's just settle this like grown adults and move on from this situation. That's the energy. Okay, that is literally the energy. So yeah, it's taking back your power that you feel has been, for some of you, exploited, destroyed. You've been taken advantage of. Someone's tried to control your just every move, micromanagement. Let's put it that way. It feels like somebody has been micromanaged within this situation for some of you. So, whichever one it is for you, but however it is, it's a very, yeah, it does. It feels like right now, it just feels very unforgiving. Worry about the forgiveness, the real true forgiveness later when I get past this energy, right? Right now, I'm just trying to nurture myself, get back to myself, take back the control where I felt like it was taken away from me. So there is some balance that you're going back. Could be definitely dealing with some Libra, or this could have been happening during Libra season. Since Libra season, you'd be like, you know what, this has been going on for that long. And you might not 100% feel 100% like yourself from this situation until Aquarius season. Now, if you guys know that, I'm dealing with these energies, then that is fine as well. But I kind of have this kind of feeling like it's been something that's kind of been lingering. Of course, we are in Mercury retrograde, so it could have just been like the big boom. It does look like there's going to be some new ideas and some new ways of doing something. There's definitely something that you have your eye on, or somebody is definitely watching you and keeping an eye on you. You might have you both might be watching each other. There's some work at home conflict as well. And I feel like when it's work at home conflict, I think it's causing actually conflict at home for a lot of you. If you are married or in some kind of marital situation, or I live with somebody, it could be actually affecting that situation. Unless you're saying that is exactly where it started. We do have two cards of Capricorn. Capricorn is, it's a home card, as well as Cancer, right? Since they are their sister signs. But we do have the personal celebration over here. So it does look like you're making that breakthrough. There is some kind of communication that is coming in, but it just looks like no matter what, I'm going to, there it is. I'm going to learn from this failure, try to move away from this situation, but I am holding tight to what's mine, and I'm not going to give it up. I'm not going to give it up that easily. And I do feel over here that you're using your stinger a lot over here, Scorpio, and I do feel like you're not in that 100% place of real forgiveness just yet for whoever that's for. Because you're saying, I'm holding tight to my ideas, I'm holding tight to what I believe, I'm holding tight to what's going on within this situation, and I'm not going to just give up that easily, but I am going to walk away with my shoulders back in a place of self-confidence and self-respect, because I'm just not going to do this. So there is definitely I think you may have even been procrastinating on taking back this power for a while. So the more that it kept sitting, the more it became the thing that became more agitated. You just became more agitated about the situation because you didn't 100% take control on the situation. Maybe you didn't realize it was going to get that out of hand for some of you. Some of you might have thought, if I ignore it, it'll go away. I'm kind of getting that feeling. I mean, because we do have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, which is a card of procrastination, leaving it alone. You can see it as lazy. Pretty much the only laziness, like I said, is maybe just, if I leave it alone, it'll go away. But it just did not. If anything, it became a bigger deal. And it was maybe because you didn't want the conflict, right? I mean, you didn't want the conflict with others. But then it starts getting to the point where it becomes everybody's kind of problem in the end. Taking on more of a shape of a problem than it was necessary. They may have even gotten other people involved in the situation. So like you could have an Aries involved in this situation with a Libra, with an Aquarius, with the Capricorn. However, I do see I have a lot of Cap here, so you could be definitely dealing with some kind of Capricorn. Oh, wow. Okay, guys. So, but it does look like it's making its way out only because you're taking the steps to do so. It almost looks like if you don't do that, it's not going to 100% fix itself. Yeah, the dust is settling, but it almost feels like if you don't change something, it could become more of an uproar again. It's almost like it does it. It almost feels like it's trying to backpedal itself to become the uproar again. Let's do it again. Hey, let's do it again. No. Because you're recognizing it and you're saying, we're not doing that again. You can see it right here. I want to try to do it again. Hey, can we take action and start again? No. No. So, taking my sword, saying goodbye, and moving towards what it is I truly want out of this situation, which is to stop doing this. If you know somebody, I just feel like for a lot of you, someone's trying to take your power away, somebody's trying to throw you under the bus, someone's micromanaging something. It is a general reading. There's a lot of different, scenarios going on here. I'm not going to just stick to one scenario. There's too many of you. But it definitely has something to do with causing this conflict and getting their way. Yeah, moving on. There says it's time to move on from this situation. Let the dust settle. Get away from the devil. Get away from that. You've learned what it is you need to learn from this situation. You see what the obstacle and challenge is. You've seen what the deception is. You've seen the lies, the control, the trying to get away with whatever they wanted to get away with the partnerships, alliances. It could have been at work. However, communication is going to get better as it goes, but you're going to have to really try to keep the harmony and the peace within this situation. I think that the harmony and the peace for most of you is knowing when to get out of Dodge and when to just be quiet, zip the lip. Because if I don't walk away and I keep going at it, it's just going to continue to keep feeding itself. And then there you have it again. It wanting to try to do it again. Can we do this again? No, let's not. Best message for Scorpio. Message from Spirit, please. For the end of the month, just an overall message. Doesn't matter if it's for this reading or just the overall message, just to help out. Is soul agreement, soul mission, soul plan, life purpose. Yeah, it's saying, you know what, this was there for a reason, though, on your life path. This is there for a reason. It wasn't there for no reason. It was there because you need to stay true to yourself and answer your own call. Whoa, that's crazy, because there it is. It was about staying true to yourself and answering your own call. And then allowing the harmony, the balance, and the joy and contentment to come through. That's crazy because, yeah, the overall mess, there it is. That's the judgment. Because it says right here, too, the stone of destiny. Well, you have the star card as well. It says this was a part of what was going on within your situation. Look, soul agreement, stone of destiny, find your center, stay true to yourself, answer your call. This is the call. This is the card of answering your call. So it wasn't just something that was just stupid. It was something that actually had to happen because it opened up a wisdom within yourself of what it was that you needed, what it is that you were driving for. What was the driving force for this situation? Doesn't matter how stupid, how small, how dumb it seems, or how large, how this, how that, right? It didn't matter. It had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with how are you moving, Scorpio? How are you taking control of this situation? And sometimes they happen in the dumbest, littlest ways. And think about it. If it's just the dumbest little micromanagement in the world that somebody did, it's almost like spirit, your own spirit is asking you. So you're going to really just let them tell you how to do that? Really? When you already know how. So why are you allowing them to tell you what to do? And that's not an ego thing. That's more of a, you didn't take care of yourself. You let somebody else dive in to try to take the reins away from you when you already knew what to do. That has nothing to do with vain or ego or anything like that. That just is saying I'm in control of myself. I didn't need you to sit over here and baby me. I'm not 5. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be 100% that, but you know what I'm saying. That's the idea, is that you're an adult. We don't need someone to... It's the devil card, guys. This wasn't a helping hand. This was, I'm in control of you. No, you're not. You're not my fucking puppet master. I'm not your puppet. That's the point. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.